Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Bikini Bottom Inquirer. My name is Chester, and I'm joined by Mr. Has Been Normal. How are you?
I'm good, Dad. Thanks.
SpongeBob, Johnny Bravo kicking by the beach bar. DJ making me
Guys, fans, reporters, whatever we're calling you. He's Australian Dad.
Fan artists, please. Lock in.
Absolutely.
We are back with an episode that's actually been somewhat researched, obviously not by myself. We're covering...
I always research a little bit,
yeah,
especially on topics like this. You kind of have to.
topics like this. We did a poll a few weeks ago. It was going to be a more recent episode, but then a SpongeBob game got announced. We are covering either banned or censored Nickelodeon shows. A fair few of them are SpongeBob. A couple are a little bit different. None of these I've heard of. We know the ones that you think you know about. A lot of these are ones that I've never even heard of.
I know one or two of these. I know specifically two of these. I don't know that I've heard of any of these other ones.
Yeah,
So
I opened up the document yesterday and I read the first one, and I was like, okay, this is going to be a completely different type of list than I was expecting. I thought we were just going to recap the gasoline ones, so on and so forth.
It will probably be more of in some instances it's a recap, but like you said, a lot of these we haven't heard of. So, and that's, I guess, something to mention is we've already talked about Just One Bite and Midlife Crustacean at least once on this channel, if not more than once. So we'll probably just blaze past those ones. If you guys want to...
refer back to episode, I think, 7 or 8, which is watching SpongeBob for the first time in 2025.
There was that episode, and I think I talked about Just One Bite earlier in the series. I feel like I randomly brought it up to you. I may have even brought it up like 3 times, to be honest with you.
It's my favorite episode.
It stuck out to me so much at the time. I remember it wasn't like that. But yeah. Quarantined Krab. According to Wikipedia, it was supposed to air in 2020. It was made before 2020, but it was set to air in 2020. You can imagine how a name like Quarantine Krab, and it's not spelled quarantine, it's spelled with a KW, but very, very poor timing on their part. It says it was pulled until April of 2022 because the plot revolved around a pandemic. So that's
interesting.
Serendipity there.
So the same time they were making Quarantine Krab, they were making War of the Worlds with Ice Cube. They could have released them at the same time. We could have had everything.
I didn't realize they made that then. Does this mean, did they know? Did Nickelodeon cause COVID? Wait, can I say that? I don't know.
I don't since when did we not able to say that?
I don't know. Some people, especially during the pandemic, thought that YouTube was shadow banning videos that said it out loud. I don't know that I ever believed it was true, but you never know. It says it was not available to watch on Paramount Plus until 2023 and was not included in the season 12 DVD set, which it was apparently a part of. What season are we on at this point?
I keep thinking we're way further along than we are.
Right, I thought we were well past 12.
I feel like production has slowed down a heaps. 16, episode 1 of 16 aired the 27th of June.
I forget how long ago 2020 really was. It does not feel that long ago, but it was really like half a decade. I mean, it was literally half a decade ago, so, I mean, cool. Someone from Michelle Mertens from Screen Rant commented, considering the fact that SpongeBob SquarePants is specifically geared towards children, it's understandable that Nickelodeon would be hesitant to keep these episodes in their digital. Oh, they're talking about just Midlife Crustacean and this episode. So yeah, never heard of that one. That's an interesting one.
I've had a look at. I'm having a look at some pictures. It looks like modern SpongeBob slop. It looks really bad, but it is interesting to see a picture of Mr. Krabs wearing one of the one of those masks and cleaning his money.
Before the world became that. That's so weird. That is bizarre. SpongeBob.
It looks.
People always talk about Simpsons predicting the future, even though it didn't air until after the pandemic. SpongeBob predicted the future.
It's interesting. This looks very similar in a lot of ways. Do you know the earworm episode?
Listen again to the musical duo.
Vaguely. I believe that was one of modern SpongeBob's. I was gonna say, I feel like that was one of the last ones I ever watched.
Yeah, that was one of my absolute.
And I don't remember.
Looks very similar to that.
About it, but I do remember it.
Man, why are there pictures of Mr. Krabs all greased up? I'm going to send some of these to you.
SpongeBob in Random Land is an episode, apparently.
Yeah?
Hold on, guys. I have to see the pictures of SpongeBob. Mr. Krabs. That's like almost more unhinged than that picture of Patrick I used in my video, where he's like covered in ice cream and dying on the floor. Oh, okay. These pictures are concerning. Are they covered in vomit? Is that what's happening?
I don't know whether...
Okay.
There's this one. This was literally, if you search up Quarantine Krab.
Let's just use... I think we need to use one of these pictures for the thumbnail.
What's really interesting is you can use anything with SpongeBob, a modern SpongeBob, and I'm never fully sure if it's AI generated like shit posting or if it's actually something that was in SpongeBob nowadays. I'm
gonna create a PNG of that Patrick, and we're gonna use that in the thumbnail. What the? Why is Mrs. Puff having him in a trash can? I'm so okay. We're getting off base here.
Moving
guys.
on.
SpongeBob in Random Land. I've not seen this episode, but I remember everyone made a big deal about it when it came out because of this little thing that was included in it. And admittedly, I'm not terribly familiar with the creepypasta, and I had meant to go back and read more about this, and I dropped the ball, you guys. So I remember I don't know what the episode was about, but I remember like there was like a door to a parallel universe or whatever that opened up and had a shot of Squidward's face that was ripped straight out of a popular creepypasta known as...
Oh, is that one of the black eyes and everything?
Yeah. So it was like ripped, some people call it Squidward suicide or red mist. But it's like someone put that in an episode, like put a reference to that in an episode. And then apparently, I don't know if it was after just the one airing or what, but it was cut. And everyone was upset that Nickelodeon cut it. And I don't know why it was cut. I don't even know if, for all I know, I'm spreading misinformation, and this is just another urban legend.
Sounds like another AI.
Because you would think it would be on one of these lists. This was just something I included in here because I remembered hearing about.
Right. Okay. And when was this happening? Do you remember? Was this recent?
I want to say pre-2020, but I can't. Let's look up the episode. SpongeBob in Random Land. When I look it up, I guess it was in the US version specifically, is what this picture indicates. It came out in 2019. That was about what I was gonna say. I felt like it was just before 2020.
Hey, the first picture is of the
kind of
people are talking about. What was your reaction to seeing red mist in SpongeBob's Random Land?
Yeah, it was a big deal when it happened, and I don't know. I heard it was cut. I don't actually know if it's true. I heard it was censored. We should do like an episode about because we've talked about like playing creepypasta SpongeBob games on. We should do an episode where we like read some SpongeBob creepypastas.
I have avoided SpongeBob creepypasta so far. I think I'm good. I don't understand what creepypasta is. I think we need. You're selling the episode, bro. Stop selling. Okay, next one we have is Procrastination, which I didn't know about this one.
He's trying
I'm changing the subject.
Okay,
I
guys.
didn't actually know about this one.
Let's all campaign. We're going to make Chester read SpongeBob creepypasta. Okay, Procrastination. This was one that I remembered, because I remembered the scene as well, but I never realized it was cut until...
Me neither.
Years ago. Well, not recently, like a couple years ago. And the only reason I realized it was cut is I watched the episode and I was like, wait, they just there's a chunk of that missing.
Really?
But I'm trying to figure out how to paraphrase this because I just have an excerpt from an article. So, in Procrastination, SpongeBob's writing his essay inside, or rather he's not writing his essay inside. And there's this part that I remember where he's he looks out the window because he's like, it's such a nice day outside or whatever. And all of his friends are out there having a good time, and Patrick is rubbing sunscreen on Sandy's back, and she has her air helmet on and everything, but she doesn't have the rest of her suit on. And according to this excerpt of the article, I've actually heard multiple reasons for why they might have cut this, but according to this article, people thought that it looked like Patrick was taking off her bikini. The other thing that I had heard was,
Right.
should we pull up some of these?
Pull up some of these pictures.
Let's pull up the scene. I've also heard people thought it looked like she was just dead because she's just kind of sitting there.
Procrastination.
And then it also says something about, apparently after that he sits at his back at his desk and daydreams about getting his license, and he gets in a car crash, and they also cut
Yes.
that. I don't remember that part as much. I remember the beach part more so. But yeah, let's see this.
I forgot she doesn't move like
Yeah,
at all.
no, I don't think it looks at all like he's removing her clothes. It
No.
looks more to me like it's just very uncomfortable how she's like an inanimate doll. Yeah. So I don't think this article is accurate. If they cut it, it's
No.
because I mean, it's also like he's rubbing a woman in her essentially underwear, even though it's a cartoon squirrel and a cartoon starfish. But, you know.
Yeah.
It is a little bit off-putting that she has that dead look in her eyes.
Yeah, I think
As
it's
he
probably
rubs
more
sunscreen
just
on
the
her body.
animation looks entirely unfinished.
It was a weird scene for sure. It didn't even necessarily fit in the first place. They were just trying to like give him reasons to procrastinate. I remember that specifically, the jellyfish playing badminton,
Interesting.
tennis.
Interesting. Yeah, yeah.
Keep going
yeah,
though, because
interesting.
there's a scene with a car crash. Skip forward and see if that's in there.
Not in this bit. Let me search up.
Okay, maybe that wasn't.
SpongeBob. I feel like the car crash happens when he's getting his driver's license in the dream.
Yeah, I feel like
episode,
this
Giant
article
Plankton
is
and all
inaccurate
that.
because I only remember that part being cut. So I think this is just wrong. But yeah.
Oh wait, no. You're right. Also, when we're talking about this, my mind really jumped to Wario swerves off the road and fucking dies.
You've brought that one up once before, and I still think about Plankton farts and then dies. That's all I can ever think about. Oh, I do remember this.
This.
So wait, this was cut? Yeah, I remember that. There's still a part in the episode where he daydreams and then goes, "Oh yeah, but maybe they changed what's in there." I have to go back and rewatch the episode now. We'll come back to this one next week. I'm gonna go do some research. Yeah.
There's so much more unhinged than I remember it being. That's so good.
Yeah. That episode was kind of more unhinged in general. I mean, he dreams about his house burning down and
SpongeBob,
the
why?
was screaming for mercy. This next one, I should mention, I front-loaded all the SpongeBob stuff. This isn't a SpongeBob-specific episode, but
Guys, we're a Nickelodeon podcast.
yeah,
Not just SpongeBob.
even though we're the Bikini Bottom Inquirer, where we inquire about a lot of things. We might even do like some. You haven't ever watched Disney stuff really, but I intend to force you to eventually. So
Listen, we're going with Globs of Doom rules, which is that they all live in technically the same world, just different areas of it. So Bikini Bottom Inquirer is perfectly reasonable.
I never played that game. Is that really like they're in the same?
Yes.
Interesting. That's the one that I never played. I played all the Nicktoons games except for that one.
Missed the best one?
I don't know.
Snowball
about
Effect.
that.
Snowball Effect.
So this one, I've never heard this before. It's from Watch Mojo. This sounds more like urban legend than anything else. And this was not so much like banned or censored. A lot of these were supposedly cut during the production process. I don't know where this information comes from. They did not cite a source. And I had meant to look up a source. And maybe we'll do some Googling here in a moment. But according to Watch Mojo, in the Snowball Effect episode, there was supposed to be this part where, let's see, apparently there was a storyboarded scene that involves Squidward falling into a dungeon full of snowmen and screaming. Excuse me, I just burped into the microphone. He screams, "I'll bring them to my snow dungeon and extract their valuable secrets."
Interesting. I found some stuff.
Okay.
So this is shared on
frick?
Reddit. There's a few of these that have been shared.
That's
on
more
Reddit
than
with that
storyboarded. That's in the episode. Unless that's like
Yeah.
concept art.
So you've got the details down here.
Click the
So don't do
storyboard.
this.
That I see right there.
So probably people have redrawn.
That's what I was wondering
this
is
based on
because that looks like an authentic shot, but I don't know anything about it.
To be fair, there's fairly similar dungeon kind of iconography in Dungeons and Dragons. You know, remember they're in the cell at the start of that, and it's made very clear that Squidward's going to be killed.
That was also a later episode, and that is go back to like the full. Oh no, okay, you cut it off. Never mind.
Hold on.
It's quite. It makes me uncomfortable looking at it. So yeah, I can understand why it was cut. I feel like had I seen that as a kid. I don't even think that's from that episode. But okay.
No. Man, I loved Snowball Effect. What a good episode.
That was a great episode. Actually,
Perfect image of Who Needs Normal trying to set up a recording time with Chester.
absolutely. I haven't gotten reminders from your wife these last couple.
She's been very busy.
What I was gonna say was, I'm the encyclopedia of Revenge of the Flying Dutchman knowledge. There was originally there was a world that was gonna be, well, it wasn't a world necessarily. There was gonna be a whole segment of the game where an iceberg rains down snow on Bikini Bottom, and it was gonna change the way that the environment worked, and they were going to be able to. You were going to be able to explore new areas of Bikini Bottom because of all the snow. But they didn't end up doing that.
Can I say once again, very excited for Titans of the Tide. Once again, we're getting a SpongeBob game where, everything's thrown out of whack, everything's weird, you've got to go set it right, SpongeBob, you've got to go fix things, Well,
what else are they going to do? I mean, I guess your favorite games are
modern SpongeBob game that looks like a damn bikini, like it's actually Bikini Bottom.
I was going to say, I mean, what else are they going to do? But I guess your favorite SpongeBob games are just kind of a slice of life, aren't they? Besides, like, Operation Krabby Patty is more like they got to save it, but like Employee of the Month, he's just kind of living his life.
The movie game, the first half of it, is just Bikini Bottom. It's just normal. Feature the Krusty Krab. It's also basically normal.
I mean, it's based on the movie, so I mean, what else are they gonna do?
Anyway,
this is another one that says
going to the underworld.
To the underworld. Get the fuck ready, Mr. Squidward. We're going to the fucking underworld.
Was that Mr. I thought it was Dutchman that said something about that.
Get the fuck ready, Mr. Squidward.
Sorry, yes.
Are you done? I was gonna like slowly turn like. Are you finished? This is another one that
Come on,
says.
Mr. Squidward.
Oh my gosh! All right, you on the? Okay, you host the show. This one, this is another storyboarded one apparently, so we'll have to look it up here maybe, if it exists. From an episode called Larry's Gym, which sounds like vaguely familiar, but I'm sure it's more modern. And it says that there was one scene in a storyboard where Larry tells a customer, it says he tells one customer, the only thing you can eat worse than donuts is glass, and then Larry proceeds to smash a glass in the fish's mouth and forces him to chew and swallow. Which I mean, there's a whole thing about eating nails in that one episode, Salty Spittoon.
Yeah, so Larry's Gym is a relatively new episode. Yeah, I found the pictures.
That is
Very good.
That's another one that I understand why it was cut.
So we got there.
Why do I feel like I've seen this? I feel like I've actually seen this little scene. Yeah, that's straight out of.
This feels like a moment from Glorb. Honestly, this is just saying.
What is Glorb? I don't know what we're talking about.
I'll show you later.
Okay. Larry's Gym. What season was that? If I look up Larry's Gym, I'm afraid I'm not going to get... Okay, yeah, it is.
Well, season 9. I've probably seen this episode then.
So Hillenburg was probably... Wasn't he still alive at that point? 2016?
Yeah, he was back for season 9.
So...
Season 9, though, went for like years. Season 9 stretched for ages. It was
I was
really
going to say
weird
he was rolling over in his grave, but no. I mean, he was probably involved in that junk.
He was like, let's have the glass bit. It's hilarious.
I'm having a good time.
What do you mean I can't do that? I'm Steven Hillenburg.
I'm learning about some unhinged shit today, guys.
Yeah, so let me just check this out here. Season 9 confuses me so much. Season 9 was airing from 2012 to 2015.
Well, then that episode, but that episode is listed as 2016.
Oh wait, no, sorry. It started airing in 2012 and finished airing in February of 2017. Season 10 started airing in 2016 and finished airing at the end of 2017.
Could his death have affected... When did he die?
I think it was 2016. It was in the middle there.
So yeah, maybe his death affected the output. I don't know.
They've broken it into 2 halves as well. So the first 11 episodes and the later 15.
Maybe they stopped... I almost said uploading. Maybe they stopped airing new episodes out of respect for him or something.
Also, I would really like to just point out just the average viewership numbers of SpongeBob. Watching it dip below 1 million average viewers and then to 0.17 is kind of crazy. When at its peak in seasons 6 and 7 was 4.09, 4.54 million.
We should do an episode where we go back and watch that most recent special they just did, because it looked...
The special?
The one where... I think I told you about it when they were talking about... Like, when they were promoting it. He goes back in time to the pilot, and apparently helps himself get... Because I guess we never fully see... I can't recall, but I guess maybe we never fully saw how SpongeBob got the hydrodynamic spatula. And so I guess he goes back and helps himself get the hydrodynamic spatula, or at least that was my perception of what I saw from it. But
yeah, I'd rather not. I mean, you know,
see, I'm suggesting all these great episode ideas, and Chester's like, I don't know about that one, Chief.
No, well, it's just the fact that it's got the squid character from the Patrick Show.
It's got a lot of Patrick Show characters, but I don't know. I thought it might be interesting. Anyways.
Very cool. So I think I've got one more from Fun
Bob.
as well. Do we want to jump to the Jimmy Neutron one, when pants attack?
We don't have to look this one up, but I just want to say this one because apparently in Fun originally, I haven't looked this up, but apparently the original line, because in the existing episode, it's like, what do we do? Like, what happens after we eat them or something like that. And he's like, you don't eat them. Apparently the original line was, what happens after we shoot them? And then he makes like a finger gun thing or something. It's like, you don't shoot them. I don't know if that's true, but that's what it says. I thought that was funny. Anyway, I put When Pants Attack in here because I went out of my way to like specifically look up Jimmy Neutron because I know you like it. The only thing I could find specifically was apparently this episode had like copyrighted music in it maybe, and like you just can't watch it anywhere anymore unless you have like a DVD or a VHS.
Well, I feel like honestly it would be one of those episodes that would be banned because the characters spend half of their time
without pants
in their underwear. Like if they're going to take down that Krusty the Mr. Krabs one. Like, I feel like this would be a similar one.
I've been watching all these tapes, and most of them have most of the later ones have an ad for that episode on them. So I keep seeing the ad
it was used for like all their trailers across stuff. Did you get your VHS thing fixed?
I turned the TV back on and it seemed fine, but I'm very hesitant to put a VHS tape back into it lest I not get it back out. What's really funny is the Rugrats tapes. They made Decade in Diapers and All Grown Up a big deal in later tapes. So much so that literally Decade in Diapers advertises Decade in Diapers at the beginning. They didn't like they just copied and pasted the ad. Same with All Grown Up. It's like the tapes are advertising themselves before the show starts. But yeah, I don't know much about it besides the fact that supposedly you can't watch it anywhere.
Yeah, I'm not finding any articles about it, but honestly, there's so few people that are going back and rewatching Jimmy Neutron. I'm sure it's probably not a heap of data about all that, but interesting.
I could have gone on Paramount Plus and seen if it was there, but I didn't bother.
Then we've just got you listing
I just
countless
wrote
episodes of Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah,
which I think is fair.
And I wrote down there, I don't even think it's really worth mentioning. I don't think we really watched that show. But
also, like, who's surprised?
Exactly. I mean, the whole show was unhinged. It was a mess. I've talked about even the creator was a freaking criminal, but yeah.
Yeah, and then we've got Angry Beavers. Hey, we got any Angry Beaver fans in the audience?
You just skipped Invader Zim. How dare you? No, I've never.
I'm not seeing enough movement.
Apparently, yeah, they just did an episode where they were gonna. Apparently, when they got canceled, they were gonna do an episode where they found out they got canceled and made fun of the network. And they originally were like, "Yeah, do it," and then they were like, oh, "No, don't do it."
Well, this is also just worth bringing up. So, just on a slightly different topic from it. So, we've obviously, just on the idea of cancellation as well, there have been multiple attempts of Jimmy Neutron reboots, Jimmy Neutron returning. There were some leaked scripts that happened. There were a handful of conversations like that. But it's been consistently cancelled, not renewed, and all that. But we also have the history of Hey Arnold as well. So, are you much of a Hey Arnold guy?
Not really. I mean, I watched it here and there when it was on, when nothing else was on, but it was never one that I got particularly into. I like the aesthetic of it, I guess, like the idea of a New York, but there are other shows
I've always
that
really
did that.
enjoyed that kind of image of it. But the Jungle movie was originally kind of, I believe it was cancelled because the show itself wasn't cancelled. The show ran its course. Like the show had they did their full storyline. And it built up in the last episode to they were going to do one more movie, but then that movie never happened.
was that movie originally supposed to come out back in the day, and then it never did?
So it's supposed to basically the last episode of Hey Arnold is a cliffhanger build up for that movie, where it's like, and literally, I think it ends with like a thing of it coming up like a splash screen saying like this will be continued in whatever. I don't actually remember that. That might be a thing, but yeah, it didn't happen, so it got cancelled, and that was in 2004. And so that wasn't till 2016, I think, that the Jungle movie actually happened.
I guess I can see why that was the first thing they went back and did, and then they ended up not doing anything else. But
well, also just building up on my my interesting relationship with Simba Zagami, a very similar time to when Simba comes on as the president of Nickelodeon, and it's basically like, nope, no video games, just SpongeBob. Everything else, fucking
sounds about
kill
right.
it. I think
also,
part of that was probably lost in the process.
I'm just gonna throw out there, I still to this day have no idea if you're pronouncing that name correctly or not, but I just followed your pronunciation when I read that.
But yeah, so just an interesting thing about that. So I went through several things. And what always confused me then is, so the Jungle movie came out, was super successful, everyone really loved it. There was never even a debate. There was never even a hint of a possibility of them then doing more. It was never a thing of just like, okay, let's do another season as well. It was like, nah. Like,
so I guess,
I don't know if there were discussions
I mean,
of
that was never banned or censored, but it was outright canceled, so I guess that counts.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, why were we even talking about that? No.
Well,
I
it
guess
just went through its own cancellation. Was there ever plans for a second Jimmy Neutron movie?
I mean, if you look it up, you're not, because remember there was the whole rumor, like I found stuff about like the search for Carl that apparently never happened. I don't know if that was ever real or just fans making stuff up on wikis. I don't know.
Yeah. Fans are the biggest trolls of other fans.
It's really annoying because people just make stuff up in their head, and then I think they convince themselves it was real. Like I've talked about, people put on like Big Sky Interactive was working on all these other games like Breaking the Rules, which didn't come out for years after that. Like I don't know where people get this information from.
Yeah, and then they come to our comments and they're like, no, it's this.
We do get weird comments sometimes. Where I'm like,
We get a few comments
What are
from
you
a
talking
few
about,
of the what's the term? The basement dwelling Nickelodeon fan, the person that's just gone that little bit too far,
like myself,
into everything,
not
like
really.
yourself,
a little bit, maybe.
Game recognized game.
I am sitting in front of Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, I don't understand why Buzz is the main feature piece of this Nickelodeon podcast background.
Listen, this is one of my most treasured possessions. I'm not
right
even
next
joking.
to the Mr. Potato Head game.
I worked so hard to find this on eBay, and then like this was my childhood Buzz Lightyear right here. He's very important, and he just happens to fit that side of the shelf.
It does. That's true.
So he hangs out back there with Chad
Yeah.
Tronic and Cora from Tron.
Oh, is that who that is? I assumed that was some
You assume that was my
Kingdom
waifu?
Hearts character.
That was my waifu. I mean, she's in Kingdom Hearts, so yes, you're correct.
I should just leave. We got one episode about Kingdom Hearts.
All right. So now we're getting to some more obscure stuff.
Yeah.
That I just thought was funny. Specifically, like, there's some show called You Can't Do That on Television. Never saw it. I'm sure it was well before our time.
The episode is called Adoption. I thought the show was called Adoption.
No, the episode's called Adoption, and apparently, I wrote a note in here. I was like, I've never heard of this, but the context is hilarious. It talks about how apparently they released this episode. It says the humor missed the mark. A senator, so it was about a senator adopting children to use for child labor, and
interesting.
apparently it involved kids being ground up into hamburger meat, and that adopted kids. There was jokes about adopted kids being unlovable and violent. And that, they have ulterior motives for adopting children. And so after it first aired in the United States, the show received complaints and the episode was pulled.
Why?
Although it continued to run in Canada for a while, but eventually was also pulled there. Canada.
Go back to your poutine.
And it says Jeffrey Darby, one of the show's creators, said in an interview with Vulture, none of the kids were adopted. We didn't know anybody who had been. So I think this might be a live action show.
Sounds like it.
Okay, yeah. So none of the kids were adopted. We didn't know anybody who had been adopted. That was really just us not being cognizant of the world of adoption. So please don't adopt children to force them to do slave labor and then grind them up into hamburgers. That'd be good. Double Dare's on here. Apparently, I've heard this before. There was just I don't know if you know what Double Dare was. It was one of those like game show kinds of shows where you're doing like physical challenges and stuff. And apparently a kid broke a bone on there. And apparently he signed up under false pretenses. He actually had a disease that made his bones brittle and easily breakable. So he had no business being on a show like that. So
you ain't got no business.
That was never aired, obviously. Here's the thing. Hear me out. I write in here. Hear me out. Wonder Pets Save the Puppy. Hear me out. It's Nick Jr. It's Wonder Pets. But the reason I find it funny that apparently this episode was banned. This was from a fan wiki. I don't know if it's actually true. Okay, he's leaving. Friend of the show, Pladley. I mean, he hasn't been on the show, but he watches. Friend of the show.
Fan of the show.
He's a friend. He's my friend. I've talked about him.
I think it's very important.
He did a whole Halloween video about this episode. Well, no, not even this episode. This episode, Wonder Pets Save the Puppy, has an entire tie-in PC game that Pladley did an episode. And apparently, the episode doesn't get aired anymore.
All right.
What do you know about Wonder Pets?
So much. I'm dialed in.
I figured.
I'm dialed in. Mr.
This
Pladley,
episode is all about, they're not just saving the puppy, they're trying to help the puppy go to the bathroom. This episode is all about peeing and urine and
What's the problem with that? What's the I don't understand. We can't
And,
have broken bones. We can't have nothing in America.
Similarly, I include this one because it was on a list and I was like, it has to do with Australia, so it's relevant to Dad over here. It says an episode of Peppa Pig called Mr. Skinny Legs. He tell the Peppa's dad, Daddy Pig, Daddy Chester,
Daddy Pig. Yeah, it makes sense. I'm seeing the connections.
Tells Peppa Pig that spiders can't hurt you, except in Australia. Oh no, okay, no, it says except in Australia. Most spiders most certainly can hurt you. So wait, what does that mean? Aren't spiders in Australia? Why can't spiders hurt you in Australia?
Oh, they can. Yeah, it's
I don't
silly.
understand.
We've got the most like poisonous spiders in the world, but most of them that are in your house are not. But there can be some in your house that are actually deadly.
I don't know why.
That's a very silly thing to.
Someone
to
wrote this weird.
Show.
This is written weird. Anyways, it says that it showed her playing with the spider, and it was a happy little spider. And the network pulled the episode in Australia. That's what it is. Okay, so it's banned in Australia.
We're gonna pull Baby Shark though. Sharks aren't friendly. Sharks aren't nice.
Okay, yeah, I guess.
Don't go up to the sharks.
Fair enough. You're right. I mean, are sharks really as dangerous as we say they are? I don't know. Honestly, that was the last of what I found. I found some more controversial episodes, but nothing like specifically that was banned, except for maybe the Invader Zim episode earlier. But
and these are ones probably people are a bit more aware of, like Arnold betrays Iggy,
which I'd never heard of.
Zim one.
I wrote that one down. I feel like I remember that episode, but I'd never heard it was controversial.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's the same thing of why people were upset with Rugrats All Grown Up, which is this whole thing of like, oh, Tommy wouldn't behave that way. And it's just like, it's okay to write a character making a poor decision.
People idealize things, man.
Yeah, or his idea is just like a character can never break from their exact stereotype. And I was like, I feel like they're trying to do something different and interesting. But yeah, well, yeah, I guess that's probably us for the topic.
All right. Thank you for watching, you guys. I'll be back next week.
But we still screaming. SpongeBob, Johnny Bravo kicking by the beach bar. TJ making me feel like a big star. Parents saying television does harm. I said so wrong. Danny Phantom showing how to be strong. Courage making fears upon my mind, God.